Hello, and welcome to my video essay for Communications 450 Media and Pop Culture final project. I'm going to be talking about the Song of the South. Jaunty music plays overhead as you peacefully float through a southern swamp. Brightly colored set pieces, life-size animatronics, and a 50-foot drop flume into a briar patch illustrates the story of Song of the South in the Frontierland attraction Splash Mountain, located in Walt Disney World, Florida, and Disneyland, California. As you come around the bend into the final scene of the attraction, animals rejoice on a traditional southern riverboat. The 1947 Academy Award pick for Best Song, sung by James Baskett as Uncle Remus, concludes the attraction, but one key aspect of the story is missing. Where is Uncle Remus? And better yet, who was Uncle Remus, and why don't we know about him? In today's popular culture, many people are familiar with Splash Mountain, the beloved Disney ride. However, outside of the Disney fandom, very few are aware of the attraction's origins. The Song of the South is a 1946 film that combined animation and live actors. This groundbreaking film followed Uncle Remus, a freed slave during the Reconstruction era who works on a plantation in Georgia, as he tells stories to the property owner's grandson, Johnny, about Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox, and Brer Bear. The film explores themes of friendship, family, and the power of storytelling. At the time of release, the NAACP Executive Secretary Walter White said of the film, "It regrets, however, that in an effort neither to offend audiences in the North or South, the production helps perpetuate a dangerously glorified picture of slavery. Making use of the beautiful Uncle Remus folklore, Song of the South unfortunately gives the impression of an idealistic master-slave relationship with a distortion of facts." By the 1980s, Disney had made the film virtually impossible to view, leaving only bootleg copies and YouTube playlists available to be viewed. Today, Song of the South remains culturally relevant, as we all know of Splash Mountain. It's one of Disney's most beloved attractions. And it was themed around the film, but in June of 2020, Disney announced that it would be closing and retheming Splash Mountain in all of its parks. This move sparked great outrage throughout the Disney fandom. And as we know that copies of the original Song of the South film that Splash Mountain was themed around has been unavailable to the public for roughly 40 years at this point. So it's really easy to ask questions about the authenticity or clarity of the claims that Song of the South is racist. Entire generations of people have no first-hand knowledge of Song of the South, and they only know positive, nostalgic connotations that are associated with Splash Mountain. Nonetheless, the beloved characters Brer Fox, Brer Bear, and Brer Rabbit are still characters that are tightly interwound into present-day zeitgeist, but also they're deeply entrenched in the messy history that is the Song of the South. Today, claims circulate online that Song of the South was never racist, and that the intention of the film has only been misconstrued. Tweets, Instagram comments, blogs, and TikToks are refuge for Disney fans to wage their concerns about the company, especially following the June 2020 announcement that Splash Mountain would be getting rethemed. Tweets like these demonstrate misinformation and misunderstanding within the social media sphere. At Plato's Goon Cave on Twitter said, quote, "Just finished Song of the South. I don't get what people were pissed about. Seems like certain political groups just decided you weren't allowed to make movies about black people in the South who still lived and worked on the plantation after slavery without them hating whites." That's certainly a take. Honest John Media at Nick Yato1 tweeted, "The ride, Splash Mountain, and we're never racist. And racism will never be gone with racists who lie and call it racist out of misguidance and misinforming potential viewers." And lastly, Theodore Smith said on Twitter, "Splash Mountain, an immersive flume ride based on Walt Disney's Song of the South, recounts the tales from Southern black slaves mythology hundreds of years old, carried all the way from Africa. Voted best ride in the U.S. CEO Bob Iger gutted this ride for it being, quote, problematic." My thesis claims that productive conversations on social media regarding the racially charged content in Disney's 1946 film, The Song of the South, cannot take place due to the misinformation and misunderstanding that exists following the company's choice to discontinue the availability of the film in the 1980s. Throughout the film, Uncle Remus regales Johnny with animated tales featuring Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox, and Brer Bear, imparting valuable life lessons through these whimsical stories. As the duo navigates challenges of the changing southern landscape, they form a genuine bond that transcends racial boundaries. However, the film has since faced criticism for its portrayal of race, with many arguing that it perpetuates stereotypes and downplays the harsh realities of slavery. Despite charming storytelling and memorable songs, Song of the South has become controversial and largely inaccessible piece of Disney's history. Due to concerns about its racial insensitivity, the company has chosen not to release the film on home video or streaming platforms since the 1980s. The debate surrounding the film underscores the evolving societal attitudes towards racial representation in media, and it prompts discussions about how to navigate and contextualize problematic elements within beloved classics. Through a lens of culturalism, I am critical of the choice to restrict access to this film, as it limits the accessibility for new, evolving generations to learn from and discuss the evolution of race in the U.S. A foundational aspect of culturalism is looking at the kinds of media a society produces in order to infer other aspects of a culture's identity. However, the choice to discontinue access to this film is strengthened by the decision to retheme Splash Mountain to Princess and the Frog, further erasing the positive connotations of the film. Disney has made the choice that Song of the South has no place in today's media, and the removal of Brer Rabbit, Brer Bear, and Brer Fox from Disney World and Disneyland is an appropriate next step for the company if they're choosing to erase this piece of media altogether. While the Uncle Remus stories and characters are rooted in African American folklore, they have been criticized for perpetuating racial stereotypes. The controversy surrounding these elements has contributed to the limited availability and discussion of Song of the South in contemporary contexts, which has in turn contributed to the misinformation and misunderstanding of Song of the South